Time to nut up or shut up. I like my flavored almonds. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. I just got back from a Zombieland double feature. That's right, I watched Zombieland 1 on the big screen and then Zombieland Double Tap. I need your comments down below. How do you feel about the sequel? Are you looking forward to it? And let's talk non-spoilers right now. So in Zombieland Double Tap, Columbus, Tallahassee, Wichita, and Little Rock move to the American heartland as they face off against evolved zombies, fellow survivors, and the growing pains of snarky makeshift family. This film comes from the director of the original movie, that is Ruben Fleischer, and stars our gang with some new players, and we'll get into those here in just a second. Now, a comedy sequel it usually falls short of the original. That's how it normally goes. And when I say fall short, I mean significantly shorter than what you're expecting going in. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've walked into a comedic sequel and I've walked out just devastated, disappointed, underwhelmed, all the words, the terms. That is not how I feel about Zombieland Double Tap. And I'm not going to sit here and say this movie's better than the original. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a masterpiece, but my God, if I wasn't entertained. Why do you go to the theater? Well, it's to find entertainment. It's to find joy. And even though I do have nitpicks with the script and I have my problems with the technical aspects of the movie for sure, at the end of the day, it all really comes down to how does it make you feel? What is the emotional response? And my emotional response for Zombieland Double Tap is, it's a pretty good sequel. Why does this sequel work when other comedy sequels just fall completely flat? It's a great question and one that I don't necessarily have the answer to, but I can tell you that this one does manage to recapture the magic, and I think that's the most important part going in. Zombieland at this point, it's 10 years old. It is nostalgic to a lot of people, and while I really enjoyed the movie for what it was, I didn't know I loved it as much as I love it now, walking out of it, seeing it in the theater on the big screen for the first time. That's right, didn't catch Zombieland 1 until DVD, and seeing it on the big screen, I just have a totally new appreciation for it. And then I was worried when it cut to credits and we were going into the other film. I'm like, is this going to recapture the magic of the original team and give you another batch of great performances from an Emma Stone, from a Jesse Eisenberg, a Woody Harrelson, and Abigail Breslin, who we haven't seen in quite some time in a role of this degree? And they're all great, and the chemistry is back. And I'll tell you this, the chemistry is probably just as good in the sequel as it was in the first. You can tell they're all so thrilled to be back together. But it all really comes down to the plot. And I will say this, the plot, it's predictable, it's conventional, and my biggest problem with the film is when it gets to the third act, it just kind of cycles through everything so quickly, and I was not completely satisfied with the end of the film because it was, it felt rushed. But the journey to get there, and you can tell, I mean, the writers are back, Rhett Reese, Paul Warnick, aka our boys from Deadpool, those comedic sensibilities are absolutely there. You can tell they put a lot into this script. I mean, the jokes are fantastic. And my number one rule when I see a comedy is, does it make me laugh? Was I laughing as much as I was at the original? Probably not, but I was laughing quite a bit. And the real scene stealer was something I saw in the trailer and said, nope, it's not going to work in the movie. Zoey Deutch just comes right in and she kills it as Madison. She is so good as this character. Every joke worked. I loved her character. She is annoying. She is meant to be annoying, and that's what had me worried going in. She was my biggest fear, but she completely destroyed it. I should have kept my faith in her because I love her as an actress, but they incorporated her storyline so well. There are a few new characters that come in and they go out, and it's like their characters may not have been fleshed out to the degree that I think they should have been, and there are subplots in here that don't get the attention that they needed. I do think the first film is a bit tighter, it's a bit stronger, the script is more cohesive, but it's a comedy sequel that had something that other comedies just haven't had this year. It's a sense of fun. It's a sense of knowing exactly what it is, who its fans are, that these other films, they're just not bringing to the table. And Zombieland Double Tap is one of the best comedies of the year. easily for me. I laughed a lot. I was entertained. I was having a blast. I think Woody Harrelson destroys it in this movie. I think he is better than he was in the first. Eisenberg is great. Emma Stone, she's an Academy Award nominated actress at this point. A lot of things have changed, and they do make those references in the movie. They harken back to things that we loved about 2009, and I love how the movie plays on the fact that everyone is still living in the world way back when, right? Things haven't happened in this version of this world that have happened in our version of this world. So they're very behind on the times, and I do think some of the jokes that were made to poke fun at how they're still kind of living in 2009, those work so well. The reoccurring jokes were great. Like I said, not everything works in this movie. It is not technically perfect, but what comedy is, and what comedy sequel comes out and manages to almost recapture every bit of magic and almost live up to the original. This is a great 1-2 punch. I was so worried going in, but it surpassed my expectations, did everything it needed to do. A very rushed third act, but I can kind of look past that just because I had so much fun in the first 2 acts, and it still paid off on most of the character storylines. So I'm going pretty high with my score. I'm going a 74% for Zombieland Double Tap. Had a really good time in the theater, and that's the thing. This movie is fun. That's the word to use. You're back with the old crew. I love living in this universe. I wouldn't mind another movie. Give me a trilogy capper. That would be great. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, this video. More reviews to come this weekend. So many things dropping on Netflix. And, of course, Maleficent, the Disney movie. That's coming. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up. It definitely helps this channel. And check out our podcasts, clicking and streaming on the Schmoes Know Movie Show podcast feed and Film Strippers on YouTube. You guys are the best. I'll see you soon.